Fremo ato Ghana de shima mai mamunyina aha ye TV XYZ so Radio XYZ 93.1 and afi so Power 97.9 FM so ebraso and some odu a edi ahim yamai mu ena hwei yesi hu adwade be so seprem to bre akan kase bo na ye kam se kase boyi etufidan kase mu ewo osu 37 Abrebrese Street so a eto apete ewo Yafle stations ahodo no emu obetie bi ewo Volta Power 94.1 ho enwechino Global FM ewo ho Sharp FM otakrade Instruma 92.1 Krankwanta Buem FM ewo Jiase kan Jinyame 107.7 ewo Sampa nananom 92.5 ha for Goso West End Radio ewo Lembeleke FM Kwaza Engligi FM Bole Rich FM ewo Sinfosu Trinity FM ewo Bogoso High Radio ewo Bechem Oti Radio Dambai Wimpan Sampawidi FM ewo Pusiga Radio enwechin Loud Silence TV ewo nkran ena fensu USA na Nyansapo FM 89.9 ewo Shama uboram ewo manane so a yenuanum Radio SM online wo mo asomu ho apo 68 FM of Virginia USA tune no eye Power 97.9 Daisy Radio Italy Adamfo Part Radio ewo Paris J Life Radio ewo UK OPD Radio UK nsami ya krunche ni nyina ediagu myxyzonline.com multi TV digi boss no eye Radio XYZ watching no information centers dodo no awie wo mo abiem se hu ha ya wo to kase boy epeti ko Facebook no so a eye Power 979 FM wetimi a share na wa like na do comment no ato ho no amaye ensemu a eba de dimu akotene bi enie
Ghana mampani era John Dramani Muhammad ato aban emu adwumayefo ne Ghana fo nyanim se brenu a wo mo ebo no ani se eniema ne bi osusu se wo ya enkoyie no wo behwe no matoto niema kama
na pani yeka economy ni nsemu a wabene ewo mo pa yewura kwame pianim nei wa boma mpanyin abaso kire se wonu nkoto ne yakase ye Ghana yi a wo betimi aye
wansanfo from no nkra atie ene se tuatia nurse fo ate wo Ghana hanti wo mo ne parliament select committee ye hwapom de ho nsem so ehia ne e wo machimedwam edin so
na mortuary workers a wo mo ewo memo won so de won nsem bia betudwa a wo kire se wo mo allowance bia kam ba ebo so menkro nie wo mo sra ban se ni ya won hwe se wom ensa ebeka
neno na abeda dwa so my Ghana ye ne China man gu so ye din kita homa sese no abeda dwa sase de niema e from memo ni export de akọ e China memo anya de betua tariff bia e wo sa na monto ne ho
mra hyebedwamu e ma kokose ya wom ho ato ho agum kramontene so e fa na no ada montene so na abo apeso na mpanifo pese wom hwe no wayi wanyina efiri ho no wom ne adwadifo akodi nkomo
adesra man se mi kan we mo ho na awie yetena se ye de so mo se awie aprem to breakfast yebo awie kan ho Facebook wo Power 979 FM sanso and a TV XYZ to ko YouTube honso abenya yen ewo XYZ broadcasting Radio XYZ 93.1 honso obetumi de achinyumeko biadama ene wo boabo echido mawie yen fasida ma Solak Natural Clinic wo mia ya sabia wo boase de be ye obi wo kidney mu ha wo liver ahonhono ba ho wananso ye obi a e ba wo ho asem a ye dadwen de ama wa Solak asoye e ho na wo so ko ne hwe wo 0553932631 ana wudu kokomlemle a obehava senior high school ni afa ho na wo momwa wo apomde kwaso and a gentle stepmother care so wo boa ma nkwada ntade e ma ne mema de na de asiesie o man ho sanso no wo boa wo ama ebenuane ankwada ne bedie niam odi bedi agra ni nyina no wadomu bi ne wo mama wo ya kono esanse wo be ko hospital ni atwero niam de ama asekoto a wo de fa list ne ma wo mo wo be yin nyina bi e de ama kama na boa o mo spenters wo benko gas furniture bo ne da for money absa bank no e di hwe ni mo ya afre o mo 0244238477 and answer 0245 for frɛ wo mo a wonu bedi enkita ho no aboa wo sa kwan no so ex natural mineral water we dwama so ensu kroje wono mo a eboa se de be ya wo so obetumi enya apomde Melcom shops ahodo mo kwa obenya bi ho no atoya na wa frɛ mpanifo 0596273546 0596273547 nyumeko ni afoforo bi ya eka ho no mo nyina eboa awie emi de kase boyi asomo
yeni aje penie ensumo awie mimidi da chema akosia oforiwa amanfo mene
ama poma Checheku. Ebusia Feje Brena Kasi, Boninchi Mwankasa Yemfa Emao. Enra Ghana National Association of Teachers say not in Kabomuko, Omia Cheche for Wabon Kabomuko ye, war my Ganemo. Na Wabutu Anamoko PM Ghana Mampeni Yera John Dramani Mahama Natnase, and no Ekodin Komo Ewo Jubilee House. Enna Womon in the Chichen Komo Fan, Yema Hudo Bebrea, Wamusu say Ekobasa Mampeni Yema Womo Beboa, Ama Wamujume Diamon and Yema Ko Yediama Womo, Nabwa Mawama Sem Yedi Hon Semsa Konkana, Ningine Munu Mampeni, and Suni Womudin Kitahono, and watcher almost a canon Uboro Magana Yusuku Sahudu Moa, near one Shaya Hudo, Ese Awu 40 a chef for Benyan Kabomukua, a brown one bet Nasi and one more journey, a year and Shaya Hudo was here the Bogu Kwaso, and my schools in Punto at the Conkai Drew Baby, yes, ye I will phone a free Ramanakoka, a chef for Kwankabumukua no Teachers Association. Na eno ekobasa no na ama ukobe bi anke wosa awofo ne achechefo ne nyina kabomu no mo fa adwene ne ni ho enti obese se enei no ye ko animu ano yenwene ho na PTA ne ensan fa meka ho bi na emwase de be ya schools ne banko ntabuo ne ka ho a o betumi abu ne yie no mada ne manso ade amemu aye fine na mampani Yera John Dramani Mahama wo kasa na nsemo de tu dwane bi enie.
With regards to the review, when the report was presented to me, there was one of the issues that came up about decentralization. And I think that that is the way to go. So we'll be engaging you on the Education Forum reports. But one of the highlights that I picked up was how to decentralize so that we have better supervision at the district level and we have better quality outcomes, because I think that it's easier for the education service to supervise and monitor schools at the district level than for us to try and do it from the center. And so that's one of the issues we'll be taking up with you. Issues to do with community and PTA participation in the management of schools. The trend everywhere in the world is to give communities a say in how their schools are run. And that's why I felt very scandalized when PTAs were virtually shoved aside and not allowed to be a part of the running of our schools, especially at the secondary level. And so I believe that PTA participation must be fully restored so that they work with teachers and the administration of the schools to make sure that the schools are run properly and that our children are getting a good outcome in terms of teaching and learning.
Abusiagani Mampani Yera John Dramani Mahama no wie wa bananso ha no che se wo hwe bride ya ma ban ya wote adwa so no we last chance de ma wo mo se niema ne bia wo mo ye ne bre bia atwam a anko yie no wo mesesa no no ma ye de tene ene ne se ne fata na boa se de be ya Ghana enso betumi akonkan ye no no wagina so de ato wo mo esom na mamuomu ene amanyofo nyina se bre na so se wo se niema ne bia ho no ma wo ma ye atwam a Ghana fo nwen ye se nko yie no wo mo nsakra niema no mo nya ne ese fata mprempren se de we
took over, confronted with several issues, but we were under no illusion what the problems of Ghana were. And so we came prepared to make the sacrifices to tackle any challenges that we were facing. One of the major issues was the issue of democracy and governance. We've been practicing this democracy since 1992. And in 1992, when we adopted the Constitution, there was a lot of excitement. There was people were happy that finally we were leaving the turbulence of unconstitutional rule and coming into a democracy. And we all believe that the dividends of democracy will see transformation in our lives and prosperity. Several years on, if you looked at most of the opinion polls that were run, especially Afrobarometer, it was clear from those polls that the confidence of our people in our governance and democracy was waning. And indeed, in one of the surveys they did, there was a very good, significant majority of people up from previously who were prepared to go back to military dictatorship as a preferred option to democratic governance. And so during the campaign, one of the things I said was that this probably is our last opportunity to restore the faith of our people in democratic governance, and that if we don't get it right this time, I'm sure that something untoward could happen, either civil unrest, and civil unrest is even worse than a military coup, because when the people lose faith and they decide to make the country ungovernable, it can be a worse option. And so we came with no illusions what the people of Ghana wanted us to do. And we have started doing that to restore confidence in our governance and democracy. And that's why I set up the National Constitutional Review Committee to look at the 1992 Constitution again and bring all the source documents from Professor Mills's committee, the Fiajo Committee, and then the Chairman Sabonsu one, which President Nana Akufo-Addo put together, including the white paper that was issued on the Fiajo Committee and the recommendations of the Constitutional Review Implementation Committee, to bring all together and do one more validation to see what our people expect to see in their constitution in order that it becomes a living document for us.
Ghana mampani Yera John Dramani Mahama any etis work say.
Na enra dabreya mampani ni achechefo ehia ye no na pani ba ko a wa bene pa ye ka economy eni mu nsemo odimu akotene Yera Kwame pianim na kire se woka eyenhyiamudie no ehu bi na wogina simpie so ebo mampani na baso se na anu da ya edi ni susu se Ghana mampani no niama hodo bi a wa ye oman mu no ebi nsida na nu ati no wo che se wo hwe oman Ghana ye ndodo a ye doso pa nipa ye 35 million de 36 million nanso so yesi ye hwemu ayi nipa ba ko pese wo mra me ye o man yi a eno ani Ghana mampanye His Excellency John Dramani Mahama onunkuto ene betimi abesesa o man yi ede ye kwakoduru bohye asase no eso wo chesa bandada ye atwam ko ye MPP aban abreye a wo mbetena banya so no wo mo hya kyerɛkyerɛfo bo bebre bi ni adan ahodo bi a wo ka so obesisi dia ma kyerɛkyerɛfo 10,000 housing unit wo se ba ko kra wo mo antimi anye na mampani de wo yosi ade yo woni nipa obetimi abeje o man Ghana nkwa ede yakoduru bohye asase ne so.
One of the best teaching jobs, one of the best jobs you can have is being a teacher. Here we tend to underpay our teachers, but with you as a listening president, and I was happy when they were coming and said, well, let's go and talk to the president. I said, with this president, if he tells you he's going to do something, he will do it. Somebody told them he was going to give them 10,000 houses. They got 0. And I told him, this is a listening president. And Mr. President, as I've told you before, of the 35, 36 million Ghanaians alive, you are the only one who can reset Ghana for us. And I've been talking to the other people on the other side when I put on my political hat, that all of us have to make sure democracy works and support you. Because if you fail us, this is a historic opportunity for Ghana to get on the right path. You are the right person. You don't need the voters. You don't need your party. Do the best for Ghana.
Wei Yera Kwame pianim ena de smama yatene nkanya wo boma mpanyina baso ya wacha se Ghana ha ye doso pa nipa be 36 million nanso se yesi ye hwemu ni aka enokra no a mampanyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wono nkuto ene betimi abeboa ayo man ya ban bi bae nanso so wo hye bo bebre wantimi anya ba kokora se ama kyerɛkyerɛfo wose mampanyi de ye kasɛm a otie enti wo beye
Yento asonian konsenfo from every me bosome da ye to so aduonu nwotwe na nurse for ne a midwife for ye wo my Ghana mu hyase bo ntrene se wodo na de begu fom no ate atwuane nyina ye se wo mo condition of service wo mo ne abandada no ekosi su koso ya na nka kase wo mo de be adwuma nenso wo mo hwe nanimu a besi afi mu nyina de ba wo mo ntu ho na mo bia nti wo mo sra ban wo te adwa so se wo hwe no ntu ho anamo ma wo na akwa esa aguragura mpa ye de ba ye ho so no na wo mo atwa fufuo e de afa ya moto mu a kyese akwakwa nsem bebre men ne nipa bebre no anam atuate a wo matie so ama wo makwa ohihia bebre mu a akwakwa nsem pina de ama na nyina mu no na enkraba yesa aban ene wo mode nkita ho se wo mo hyehye ne de no kwasem ne aban betu ho anam onenso nko wo mo ntwen so ahu se de be ya nka 2026 de ebeduru wo no se hyehye akọ homesika de be ya adwuma saa afini mu a yebetumi de aka ho bi na boanso nurse fo esi apeta mpanya de om de be ya adwuma nti atuate ne de wo bu gina mu gidigidi pa ya nya asem ketwa na nsemi ba ye di sa nkomo wo fie ha ye ne parliamentary select committee ye hwe Ghana apomde ho nsem so akasa ebisa wo mo adwene mo nso akire wo mo de a wo mo nim se nsem ne de wo mo nso atiti ne wiem na emum enya medu wo mo apono so se wo so wo mo somu na wo mo tu ho na mo esansa wo hwe mo dwumadie mu a ye nhye da mfansem bia kekesase ye de koni akwakodi ho nkita na emum ye nya de beto wo mo nim se ni se nti apomde ata ye mo tu ho na mo mai wo mahye bedwam a na wo magina so etu na mo emprempra ye kasa de nkra ne kyese select committee no omo hwe ya pomde ho nsem so e wa Ghana mra hye bedwa mu no sansemi wo mote enti enne ya we jumbo so meda ye toso edumienu wo mo ne mpanimfo ya efri Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association ko yi mu hia ne na wo mo hyeso adwen no wo mo hwe sesei e kwa ba ne yemfa nhye yemfa so esansa aban se afi budget ya na akọ homesika edi ye adwuma no wo ma mfa mo nsem no wanhyem ti se 2026 mo nso se de bi mo ntimi ntwa 2026 ti se tie bia no ye na fi mo de ma wo mo nti enkra ye nya erese nkita odi ani guso a ekoso na nanke hwe ni mo se ye ne panimpa ya committee wo tie adwam de ma wo mo yera eye market na wani bedi sansem ho enkomo ne nso enkra ne kyese nkita odi ani guso dendenden ya ekoso nti prempren ya no ye nya no na emom ye kasebo ya edidi so mu no ye hwe ni mu se wo mo enkita odie no se esipo anansipo so mo hyiaye se enya maso ho nsem bia no ye de beba ababesomatifo ne ahwefo
na Mortuary Workers Association of Ghana yeduane mu a wo mu dum djuma e wo mortuary ahodo e wo mayi emu na sabrei wo mu ababontre so de nsema ahodo bia ba betudwa na wo mu kire se alawa bia kam yesikasem bi akamu be bosome enkuru enie wo mu abo akire a wo mu ensan kantina no ada wo mu ne fair wages mpanifo kosi nkonya ebobo so ase wo mu sra da we die nsagu nsa yem kotodwagu fomo wo mu sika no akamu ya allowance no aban ne hwe se de munimi ya betimi etua dia mo sanse Mortuary Workers a wo mo memu no wo mo members dodo no na kire se wo mu di abobo wo mu di oyawa ni nyina yesikasem ya no achi kura no PPE sahodo bia wo so wo mo nsaka front line workers ahodo bi sikasem bi course mmiri bi atwam ya na sa abre na bandada MPP amamu wo mo eteso no bepem na allowance bia wo ka so wo de be mo no wo mo abakira atwe a wo mo nsanka ene si na aban fofora ba wo mo do ma desra de akwato mpanifo anim se wo mo srada wo mo sika na akamu ni de wasa ban hwem na wotu hu anamon de sefata ede emomo se na be ya won so benya nigye ede ya adwuma se Mortuary Workers e wo mayi emu na ye boy homodene se ye nsa beka wo kasa mafo e wo homa ne so na ye ne no edi nkomo na sa allowance no a wo mo ka ho asa nya bia ye sika botne ben anase bia bere ben nenka wo sisa sika no wo mo saka en wo mo sanka nei wo mo de ho asem akwato mpanifo anim a wo mo hwe se aban ebetimi atua edi amom kasamafo edi ma Mortuary Workers Association e wo mayi emu yera Richard Kofi Jordan waba homa ne so ye ne no enkonkodi enkomo Mira Jordan otimi nka memo ha emu akwa ba TVXYZ so ena fe so power kase eboso awie
Mamintia power tie for ni TVXYZ for ni nyina
yo
aya mitatie mu panti mu frame ya ne maya let
me pacho yo ye da se na Mortuary Workers Association mo se mo allowance bi ho asem mo dawroma eni mu nkomo kakra emu nsem etisen
some of kaya during the past regime and as a government they want them kitchen or nyaman kitchen dia na ban any kaya na emba e bi allowance dia na coronavirus no be kaya sa allowance de na kini e bi so ye allowance ni aban kaya se obetua on the facility no so e bi so tua and yes nipa abekan ho ayejuma no because as we speak no most of the facilities this is we are understaffed and ya can entire share PPC wholesome it is in some 4 we are trending from over 4 years ever my is a baby Tanya mama bo winning na and a problem until last week the National Labour Commission, any aban ekoshia or National Labour Commission. And fair wages, fair wages boss, no say, they be. Everyone has the National Labour Commission, to best trust someone in office. Now, I pay aban bitiki electoral what they are solving problem. And nothing ekoshia and rado.
Na mami misa se abanda de twa mu ekoye no mode ho asam to mpanifo anim na mode to omo anim a eho no sembe na omo ka kire mu sabre no
me did say ni nyina na abanda bi su ka ho ochina ye be committee sa ya be to election omo ye part because na nyen and weapon na pay but later part for over 3-4 years na the MKE. And to both say, no, Kaya, Kakani, declare right, Kakani, declare. Sanamua Ghana for Midishi, Minane, Bacho Bimayo, Pagana for Pamucho, Neasakopi. Tan and Inamwan, they do December. Let's give me a week or so to let you come back and declare strike or program. But then over here, no war or crowd seeker. No crowd task or say to was obey that. When Pierre, what will you do? He did say a young sister. No, I can say, and Sana, Bani Frey. A National Labour Commission out of a Jumano Moyeno. Omujidi senior one sim that on to move fresh, progress report. Out of that progress report, and I felt with this first one, I was saying to me as a move. And then I say, pressure crab, but yes, you declare strike and I say, critic such intention. We have not done so.
I know, and penny for and send Ben on the 2 money, Mama Reshamu be.
Well, Nina is still tied to almost budget. Clearance no see process no mu gusu enche ye beche omuka kasem no so wages aja to some ye cost benefit along the share amount how it will reflect omu be calculation in terms of how much but obi abeje no matter numbers no matter calculation we say what impact will it have any idea is significant the idea they will get back to you as soon as possible. They are going to consult the finance minister. And now somebody finance minister could be and then get back to us as soon as possible. The real peace-loving Ghanaians, I say continue say for now with this you are already now we are grieving, we maintain some kind of the amount of grief never from Kakaya best proud brother now sister no. Yeah, chance are buying by the or so ye.
Mosha by any mudia na yemfa boba kunkuma no mami no enyina ni se nurses ni midwives who do be a war memo wo mo atia tua mami misa se makoye mortuary workers no ensu manya sunsun so boni bi e wo mudwumadie mu ana.
Yeah, my name is unless we bet me catch them say nurses in Mihwa and Crawford Macau as we've seen some increase. And to many facilities are now area in increase. But you can go to certain places and I will bet me to say, aha, increase. Oh, what dear? Yeah, what woman say this week? The whole week when you're nipa back. But that the following week when you're nipa 15. Based on the AC that day, no, and that's the way here or everywhere in the world. But what we are saying is, of course, the absence of nurses over 5 days. Will be out of their absence. If you say there will be an increase, and there is an increase, but I don't say much is. I am my news will say, yes, yes, much is I am. We have never stated it anywhere. Say much is I am, but Kokonebo say yes, right? Impact as soon as possible. Both parties to find a way of resolving it so that ye do baby It say, oh, nipa nipa will be brain to much is I am another the fofro. And na ye can cast much dear man say yes. Real say of course people are going to private facilities, and we also have much private mosques that are setting most of the bodies because what the woman say so we call private or call Kolebu and now say you know own your bianchana. It does not call private facility or people work didn't call private much because who Kolebu also hear people work and yeah people work or top one. Now nipa no better one son and only ho. It's almost the private mortgages are even getting more in terms of death, leaving the government ones even suffering. That is the position as I see today. Many cause my friend mortgages may be bisa. And because the next is the country, Obiba no or the Jaffa. You move free, a big woo of fear, be so a woo private number are called private. It is sanity.
Mira Brinity Yadu Bessi, among someone Modia to Jan, Mijidi say, Enko Basse, watching a binu, Ebia, the moon shedding momon, Sankan, and 10 Temu, watching workers, Mobeka say, be a modern Makandi Beguho, not Musumako strike.
Well, the woman is here, and the Ukrainian meaning Ninya calls from members. Sanka nurses for a best at and Kayan from boom. And as leaders in international affairs, no, we cannot involve in such coup d'etat. Me, I cannot lead the system. Better to say you want to break down a system that be. So far as government Nankasa is afraid, we have to respect the structures of the state. Now you're respecting the of course, I buy and said that maybe they have promised you and they have failed to trigger strike to affect the system. No, I think it's not a rational thing. In my understanding, it's not a rational thing to do at this very age and at very time. It's sanity. But that's no just in future. Say adada be munase yehusa bani said no diagram. We will not have that right. We will exercise it in full. And no that in case
yo. Yada sese ye frɛ wo oje ye so awie. Adishima pani ani di nkomo eye pani kasamafo de ma Mortuary Workers Association a womo ewo mai emu yewra Richard Kofi Jordan na yene no edi nkomo yi.
Abusua kase boy live on Facebook into Power 979 FM on Facebook a obetumi edi echi wo na adwa dwenche wo de ato minim se yenuanom bebre na ehwe wo Kofi Simon ne dom ho a wo modi echi wo ko TV XYZ nso abenya no edi echi ho sanso na Radio XYZ 93.1 nso ko abetumi edi echi ya ko YouTube honso na ekohwe bi ewo XYZ broadcasting ho nyina wo hwe na wo share na ado adwenche nso wo boa no agyan ho na kwanya bane ye kenkan ya boso edi amma ye toaso concern foforo emu ampanimfo aye hyehye yese ena ya wodwumbo smeda ye toso edu emienu bankran ya titio enigbese abola ena feblohum ena empanimfo ya amamre ne amane ama lifting of ban on noise making eye entwene boni dede ni ade no officially ye yidi afi ho no wonkran ha ne hyehye mu na post for the amanebo bi abaya o mo chese empempi no ya edu se wo mo hye sa afa no na wo mo di se adwuma no a kane na kenim se gunpowder nom ani ade de toto na nsusu ne die nkrofo edi to aboba no live one ne be hyehye mu toto a se anye hwe yi a na akwakofa nsempi na de abanti we de wo no mo bra sa de ne se enadwumadi a wo mo bedie ne ye de koye ni mu no hwe no obi amfa live ammunition bia ma metoto ewon kranfo wo mudwumadi ahodo bia wo mudi ase senhye ne se de tie kane no wo mani so a mo bi foforo bia amfa ma ne nyina ne ye ne asie twam eso obehwe ne akofa bi dia ba ne ye toto mabuno no na we di ne pay we di ne pa we di se abekwa akɔwie chi na akwakofa nsem bebre dia ba posifo nam enkramante mu process adom ne so wo mo ekasamafo as superintendent Juliana Obain won ne de krata pie dwa ne nsa hyase na sansemi gina nkyɛn ya ene ekamia ko esa se tu a ye de gina ye ho hyehyehye ho epiepie montene so etoto ni ade na ekoso na sansemi ntie ye kwa homa so ne pani a wabene bambo ene ho nsemu ye Richard Kumado security consultant akasa ne abisa ne se ewo se boni beka se ye worried anase wo se hayen sasa ne ma yi koso na isan se na obete yes tuo bi atoto ha kyerɛ sɛ mrantie bi kurakura tuo wo mo akoda na di apie social media so wa ha na no kra de se krachi bi wo si tuo no wo test ahwɛ pay wo de abo bi baba yi aduonu mfie aduonu ba akum ne kwa ama eno susu akwa yensem bebre saa niema na ekoso no edi enti na ama ne aba ne sɛ tuo na sɛ agi yensem ɛsɛ yentumi nhwɛ kwan ye fa so ewura Ghana ha ana so sɛ na siti era kuma do da se awie sɛ woni edi nkomo menim sɛ saa niema mu amoyɛ bambo mpanimfo a mabene bambo mu ne ade no ɛyɛ ana ɛyɛ monimsɛm ɛyɛ bibia ɛyɛ die na ama na basa mprempren wo mo a ɛhwɛ sɛ tuo ro memo ɛna wo mo nyɛ wo mo hyehyɛ yeye wo mo nso so register tuo na sɛ ye jama obi enya bie ana sɛ na akɔfa saa ne ma wo yaba
ye jama miensa ebi mu wɔ krom ha omo crash tuo di ba sɛ your legitimate business and je be here say due diligence in that particular area will go up a bit. Then number 2, registration of guns with the police. Any the renewal of the licenses. And this is another area. Here say police for the membership for Naya Sheni. Then locally manufactured guns. The time has come for the small scale arms or the small arms control commission. Will take a proactive step to see what do we do in registering all the persons who produce locally manufactured guns. Then the last one, Okitato, and the tool is not registered, and you use the gun anyhow. The police for could do prosecution as quickly as possible. And this is to me to create a deterrent. You can't just use a gun and get away with it. Then the last one, traditional festival and the type of guns they use, and the people who use the guns, create a problem, Amaya. The levels of incidents in it also be brave. TV star, big crash, everybody in it. And so many people are dead, and students are taking guns to school, and many of those ones. I think we need a strategy when it comes to the traditional celebrations and the type of guns people use, and who should use the gun, and why they should use the gun. In some countries, I feel we can do the same. Background checks of and why they need a gun and why they should use the gun. Another thing we can take up seriously, and I don't think it will be a major problem. And there's a police report if we continue to engage the police, need the first respondents in many of these cases. In that regard. And that is the way we need to go. Other than that, it's getting out of hand and it's creating problems.
Yes, bibi ba ye be address ni say ya na eja ho anase on the ground no was ye tu anamofo for because said ye wo kan baby o ho ansa de tu no kra wo benya bi no wo se ahwehwe wadwene mu ni ade but kamia ko se enne no ye nhyeda mfa ye ni nkoho na ya wo mo ye but ye ne ye hunu se adwuma no
haphazardly done and I say sometimes they don't do it at all. Because of politics, I could do election, I'm not for the bread, it's over. Now, Papa. And sometimes the police are not even aware. And then, crash to Aban, now system a little bit porous. A man supposed to be brave per se. They need to have a gun by their side. About the year common fashion. But if there are no regulations and there are no background checks on people who have guns, and the registration regime is also porous, we'll continue to have gun violence problems. And so what we need to do is to look at it from the three sides. In this country as a legitimate business. What is the nature of their due diligence? Gun registration. When you deport, the police must come after you. When you have a gun and you don't have a license, or your license has expired, the police should not have mercy on you at all. Then the locally manufactured gun makers, they need to come together as an association and begin to register themselves. Then, festivals for traditional authority for another major problem. Then Adam Bona, small scale arms commission. Resources in terms of advocacy to create public awareness on many of these things, and it's also one way of curtailing the problem. Other than that, you a major problem one day, and it will be like what we've been hearing across the group.
Yera yemfa wonsi he ne na wase minim se bibia ba bie mu asankomo ye no beba beto so Yera Richard Kumado ye security consultant akwankyere no e no odi amaye ne nti wose hwe ho asem na brepɛ mu nso ye bepe empanifo a wo mo na hwe yeto ne ho akode ho kwan ye fa so a ye register no ne ho nsensem na afi wo mo nso so di a wo mo ye di afa sansemi ho no ye di mu nkomodie ye di abremo
Ebeye America kranie no na bankramantam yi emu a wo mpanifo de hya hodo gu akwamu a wo hwe se wo bebo makromu ate wan ye Accra Metropolitan Assembly no ni nyina ne se utisu mwantene so asede pavement ahodo a hodo mabwa peso baabi a wo se nipa fa baabi a wo se kafa adwadifo age hodo mu nyina fa ma kire se utu nice baabi a entia na mpanifo tu na ma opampan safo ni nyina firi ho se na beye akrom betimi ate wan de amaye na sa adwumadie no ekoso no aka ho bia ma make say no mrahye bedwam emaya wom ewo hoye women caucus wom aba ati wo ho agumontre so mantam mu ne adwadifo akwakodin komo wo sa adwumadie no am etimi ekoso no eho na worumonyamfo comfort doyo kujo wono ena ye mrahye bedwani oja ma de hye ya wom ewo adan abato mpesua no so wono so ena woda women caucus yi anu wo mrahye bedwafie wo gina simpie so de nsema hodo bi etudwa.
I were to mark him, I'll give him 99%. Because I was in Russia when I saw some of the women screaming. So quickly, I sent a message to the MP for, that's Honorable Kyung, that what is happening? Why are they beating the women? Why are they bullying the women? Look, stop the mayor from beating the women and make sure he does the right thing. In fact, when I touched down, I spoke to the women caucus and I spoke to the speaker. I engaged the speaker on this issue and we said, okay, it is part of our oversight responsibility to come to the mayor and get to the market women to see what he has done so far. So if there are corrections, we do them. If there are no corrections, then we support him to go ahead. But so far, so good. I am more than satisfied. And I think the reset is really working in AMA. We are going to support him and make sure that whatever he will request, they push it for him to work harder. We are going to other metropolitan assemblies to look at what they are also doing there. We'll visit Medina, where they also do Abaye. We'll visit Osukrote, they also do Abaye. And we'll visit Adenta. We'll go as far as Kumasi Mayor to look at what they are doing there. Because as women, we in fact, we have those things in our heart. And we need to protect our women in the market. Look at the joy in their faces. So to put all this matter to the rest, that the women are happy and they are satisfied with the mayor and they are satisfied working with the mayor. So Mayor, more grace to your elbow. And we thank you for this good work. It's like the women were
Wey ayon monyamfo comfort do yokujo ana de shimama yatene nken wa bo Accra mewi abaso se adwuma na waye no aso ani pa no achi na adwadifo na nkasa mukra no wo msoso asom na no achi no Accra mewi monyamfo ni kpakpo alote wono so kasa chese adwuma no ade ahye ne nsase mewi won kramantam yi de wasom no obeya ye ne yede ntotoye agu akwan mu ama kramantam afa ne ntoma papa bi afra.
I asked God for wisdom and he gave me wisdom. That I can move them back for them to sell, for people to pass. And I think it has worked for me. And I'm finding a place that they can sell. Not everybody can have money to rent a shop. So if we don't take time and we try to move them there without any solution, it will bring pressure to the government. And Your Excellency John Dramani Mahama didn't bring me here to come and bully people, to come and do Abaye. So you can see for yourself, the ladies have, the market women, our grandmothers, I've dealt with them well. And there is more to come. I have a lot of plans for them. I have plans of putting up finishing the Salaga market, the London market, and streets. There are days I'm going to block the streets and create markets for them to sell. You know the market women, they have leaders. And each street, I'm going to bring 10 of them together. So they are going to be their own police. Because the law is that if I've done my best for you, but if you want to give me problem by not staying in the line, I have to come after you. So that you can see from the end, the line is not there, but they are working. So they have leaders among them, which they are keeping the lines to work.
One when for Michael ni Papo Alote wano ene Accra Mayor Ninsam ena ye TBA.
Ene atena ye ba kwansra ene ho nsem wo mo ene di achi Ghana Tourism Authority wo moto anamo ama fashe bi afia no afo ne ya yedie na yede ehwese amamre ne amane ebebo ho dero na afenso nkabo ma wo sienya ese ebiman ebetumi ewie mu die no mada ne dim na sa fashe eye Festac Africa Renaissance Festival 2025 we ya nkrankra ne wo mo ne GT na kaba chi mu a wo mada sa adwumadi di na fi mu wo mo hwe ne mu saniema wodo bebre no abekoso e fashion no emune wa bra won mo pause adwumadi ho ntoma no na da chehima akosiofo yiwa wo ho enti wa manebo into aso
wabra empanifo ebo adwadantam kese ya wo paw Festac afahye eho entoma no wode tu dwa kire se afi de no ebekoso wo kwanson koso esanse ebra wa yesi ho edi ehyefa no eye ebobosome ewa fi mu ne da etoso aduenu baako ye no eye Dr. Kwame Nkrumah mampanyi odikan ewo memo na woda ebiew ebeto mu akopem ebobosome no ne da etoso aduenu enson eno so ye da sonko a ewiase mansa nyina da ye yesi honom a ye de ka akwansra eho asem ewo dwumadie no ase no opani kwantrefo a woda Ghana Tourism Authority ano mami efua wajato editudwa ekire se womu ayahoboa ehwedi mu se dwumadie no ebetimi awiemudie ebiew wo hwedi mu se enipa beye empem oha 100,000 ebe free amama hodo so aba edi wani monyam abeta dwumadie yi echi.
Yaya ready to set up 500 stands. Everybody is important. So we your bag, we your shoe, we your tea, we your attire, we your chair, we your technology BB. Anything you do that is African made, not necessarily African products, but it has to be African made, and everybody is invited. I know you're one. Another one, a health screening. I know the youth, no. Anything that represents us as Africans.
And what you know, was sign at to us so actually Jumadie no said ye emu and she no esifa etie.
Me too kwan kakra akọ museums akọ share what they have. Na me call museums bi na me hwe nneoma ya me bisa me ho se nya me ho wo Ghana no sebi emu odu ese nya me ho wo abroche. Enti me pese visual arts community especially omo empanifo ewo omo very world recognized worldwide no. Omo mboa ye youth no with a master class.
Ne krakra mo no opani kwantrefo a woda Festac afahye ano eye Grace Mumo wono so editudwa ekire se enafo makoma konson ya womo yesi wo ede shefa no emu ebeye de pa na ebebo kwan ato ho ama abibrema maman ahodo adwadie emu nsem atimi akonkan.
What does the journey of Festac 2025 festival look like? It's an exciting 7 days of the festival. And probably it will be longer because there are some programs that may start a few weeks before and will be infused into the festival as we go along. So embrace yourself for a very, very exciting month. So it's a week that has a lot to offer. It's not only the celebration of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's birthday celebrations, but it's also a week that brings us together to get to travel, to get to celebrate, and to get to embrace.
Ujadache himana dia maniboy ebai.
Yatwaso na yakoye nim na ye de aseda ama enyumakwe Mugabe Maase Clinic and Herbal Center Semen Country said ni manimu yara womu ye Father's Day free prostate screening ye no ye damemenda jumbo sumi ni da tosu edu 9 anopa no twepepepepepe no ma yom fidie nyina krado enti ye bema wotimi nkasa bre o prostate no ma ehun hia wo pa ma ne nyansa Mugabe Maase fo abokwan na to hwa ma se Father's Day ye ɛyɛ agyanom da no wɔn ɛyɛ free screening ɛde ama agyanom nyinaa ɛti ɛwɔ sɛ wode wo ho ɛhyɛm dwumadie no ɛbɛkɔ so ɛwɔ ministries ɛyɛ Ghana Highways Authority Adenta Barrier ɛyɛ Ajay Kojo Ben Ashaman ɛna afei nso Kumase ahenema kɔkɔben ɛhɔ nso dwumadie no bi ɛbɛkɔ so ɛyɛ free wuntua sika bia agyanom med Moses fo kyerɛ sɛ wɔn adwe mo ho pa entedru hɔ doma hwɛ sɛ wode wo ho ɛbɛhyɛm ebia wo kɔ wayɔ akwan ana emu nkyerɛkyerɛmu bi ɛbro medie so a na wafrɛ mpanifo ɛwɔ ahoman ɛso ɛyɛ 0244 068447 0244 068447 ofra wɔn ɛbɛgye so mensaka promo no egu so ɛkɔ so ɛyɛ Power FM ene ahokyerɛ wɔ ɛya pa ɛkɔm so ɛya etu wɔ hɔ ɛwɔ so nya sika egu botom fa mobile phone ne dial *274# ɛyɛ *274# ɛba no wɔsan mia so bio *274# na wa select Power FM wo select Power FM na wo mia so a ɛnhyɛ ne nyinaa ba begu hɔ wo bedi so pɛpɛpɛpɛpɛ wo se wo twaba ku bia ɛyɛ 5 Ghana cedis pɛ na 5 cedis no betimi edi sika bɛyɛ 50,000 Ghana cedis wo mpɛ we na opɛdeɛn ɛyɛ mensaka promo no ɛna yɛde ɛma wo enti abiri bia twagumu saa wo hɔ abon sɛ abɛtomu ɛde ama hyɛ no so sɛ NLFo ɛde wɔm stamp watim so sɛ ɛpanyan wonni murumfiri hyɛ du nwɔtwe so a wonka ho nti ya na wahyɛ ne so yie ɛde ama yɛn na yɛto nsa frɛ adwadifo nyinaa TVXYZ yɛse woyɛ odwadini na sɛ wote yɛn kasa abre ya fa wadwaton de ne bra ne yɛ mɔ ho dawro ɛmfama sɛ wadwuma na yɛ kɛseɛ adantamo sɛ de tie bia sɛ yɛ kuma wode ba yɛ benya bre na yɛ bɔ ho dawro kama de sɛ ne de fata ɛde ama nso so no wadwaton de no aduru akyiri ama nipa dodoɔ no a ani atimi aba ho ketewa bia nhya ɛnyɛ sika kɛseɛ bia de hia ne sɛ obetu anamo na waba yakache na yɛboɔ ama business no enso atimi etumpon wode afra homa sisi a empanifoɔ ɛbɛgye so ɛyɛ 0533825870 0533825870 ofra empanifoɔ ɛbɛgye so
yɛnyina wesuntwe ho simemra yɛba nsɛm no pia ka wɛkyerɛ de bɛto aso yɛba
Mido, Ghana Biana. I'm for you have a bit soon every time I can say baby shit. Mangashi.
Junior! I'm saying so enough for maybe the no.
Sister Co's pa. It's a winning gas.
I'm using the why. My why?
Down Yankanawa.
Ah, Sister Co's. Use gas. Gas ye fast, ye easy, ye convenient. And wow.
Let me see your hand. Ooh, I got.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. Natural mineral water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596 273 546 or 0596 273 547. This advert is FDA approved.
Na ede na ya obayi a oda forma so ne yafunu emunumuni.
Oh, Mr. Entry, also ya reya titi mi ben fie pi nanso ne yamu nyono da. Se me chew no ahodo amato a me hunu hwea. Ebe ya nwanwa.
Menyi ni se, what ulcer tamfo Haxa capsules, any Haxa mixture, yanum bom kutia ulcer no bia mano anum. Anka ne ho ato no dadaada. Ulcer dro de, eno ani Haxa capsules, any Haxa mixture.
Ankom ni nkyeremu.
Ulcer ye kura, eto ye funu ene ensunu.
Omade Shia Makwa Bamra, we are prem to break us here, Boston and Cry at CHS, National Communication Authority, NCA, to Anamobi. America's radio stations, the best said you see any Chedia, and Prempriano, ya suspended or Mujumedi, and said, do now one Shaya, Yadia Guaquanso was Omudi Jumano, and Yadia Wamuye being credit chess, to me, a station, Silibi, and Afias as a radio numbi, a casa for you, every premier day, less than no, and then you woman and swab a summon and craft for Francois, and also so Yatie, ya, a fan ye, we have a copy confirmation, she say, Zoom Lion for contract or nearby one more a trembling in Iron Kitahunibia, Ababede Jana, Yan Fasted, I'm a left kid, a capsule, say a drew a dramaso, a bois Emma digestion, coso kama, a one soma, a detoxify Winipedian, ye fini, a dear Finipedianimo, a man who de medimosis eba, a clinic for narcofadia bed dramaso, a kama, into no pharmacy in her bishops are who doing them, Abenebi or Honuato. Ya friend medimosis was 024406. 8447 0244068447 na ekojibi obi po bi na ye dwuma nti se unim konro bo unim rasta ba for number 0246473271 0246473271 obetua 1500 bosome nti hacho eno wo nti for number na ekojibi na se ne kakrenya ma obotomu a bosta 426*5# we ye mega cash lucky box nhye anymore na tie ya betimi adisikapudu 500,000 Ghana cedis ebeboa amo asetene mu akoyie wo de oba nhye ni disu sa pepe na efakosia eye NLA wo mo any Caritas lottery platform no and akabachim na kaisa terms and conditions so eda ho abusua na yebegina we so na nsem ne yedesi
Asidan Common News Team no Ella ena Fensonom Kuya Grant Makwachiwa eni Kofia Brantie na oba MC so Ralph ene Mama Peter womoso ebwaye ewo ho ena Fenso Willie ejina camera no echi edema Elizabeth Tego enso ene etwi yanim awie yene a eje penie esomwo mimidin da chema akosia oforiwa amanfo mene
ama poma Chechekwa busiyan fa happy birthday enkoma Ariel Golo if you mama ene papa Mr and Mrs Golo ho ene yesi en fa happy birthday enkoma wo mo chia nyankopon shaw wo mo ahode no ma nkwatente ye de mo si enwumre no nsia ye besan so aba na nsem ne de aka ye de abeto aso yakra mo